Hey everybody, welcome to Coffee Time at the Water's Edge. And I almost wanted to say
Q&A.
But what does the Bible say?
Oh, that.
But welcome to Coffee Time at the Water's Edge. We're here with Dr. Stephen Roby. I'm Rodney. This is the first time we've been in front of the camera for, in a while. It's been
a minute.
Yeah, it's been like 7 months, I think, ish, something like that. But we had two different shows. We had But What Does the Bible Say and Coffee Time Q&A at the Water's Edge. And had a little snafu with the old studio. So for those that don't know, the studio used to be in my house in a spare bedroom. And so we had some issues. We ended up with two very young children in our home that my wife and I were just not ready for at all when it first happened. Not to get into too much detail about that, but we lost the studio because of that.
That's a good cause to lose the studio, though.
Yeah.
You guys are doing an awesome thing, taking care of the kids and being a big help.
Yeah. It's been a learning experience, that's for sure.
I'll say.
I mean, for those that don't know,
we had never changed a diaper before either.
No, we adopted our son from foster care when he was 13 years old. Yeah. So yeah, we had no baby experience whatsoever. Yeah. So it was definitely eye-opening when the caseworker hands you a 12-month-old and says, "Here you go." And we're like, what do we do?
Yeah, so I think just your life circumstances, how everything shifted for you guys, we knew that needed to be a priority. We even had you actually step down as an elder for a season. Yeah. Take a bench seat there in order to, get your family in order and do some
and we needed it
there. Yeah.
We absolutely needed it. Like I said, we had never had a baby in the home before, and it all happened like in one day.
Yeah, and because you produced both shows, so you hosted But What Does the Bible Say, and you really produced Coffee Time for Adam and I, and Noah would host, and some others occasionally. We just kind of stopped everything altogether.
Oh, yeah.
But one of the cool, providential things that was happening at that time is that our food pantry at the church at Water's Edge was gifted $100,000 by the Southeastern Food Bank of Virginia as part of a grant that they were given from the city of Virginia Beach to help combat hunger here in our city. And we're one of the larger food pantries. And so that we were gifted this grant, and all part of it was COVID money and people were on hard times. And so we were able to expand our food pantry in such a way, getting a walk-in freezer, walk-in fridge, outdoors, getting everything out of our Oasis building, we call it. That's where our children and youth, gather. And so we were able to dedicate one of those rooms to what is now currently our new studio. And it's not quite finished yet. I mean, this is kind of a little bit of a sneak peek. This is a chance to kind of see the progress so far. I know the ladies that have been designing our set for us have been awesome, but they're also moms of many kids and young moms.
Yes.
And so just not wanting to be too demanding on their schedule, and at the same time honor, they got a much more better design eye.
Yes, they do.
than myself, for sure. Maybe you're up there.
You didn't like the black and blue stripes?
Yeah. No, but shout out to Carrie and to Lauren for all the hard work that they put into this. I know there's still some more decor that's going to come back here, some greenery. But it's definitely kind of a vibe they thought fit us, and certainly, stylistically. But at the same time would be a place where, we could have some more women around the table too, and it not be too far out of place.
Yeah, that's true.
In the black and blue.
That's true.
Studio.
That's true. That's true. And if we do have Tim back on, he always wore the Indianapolis Colts stuff, and he looked like a floating head with the blue background behind him. But it was interesting to have that happen. Everything. My wife and I have really learned a lot about child rearing that we really didn't have any experience with. So it was good there. And then because of that, we're combining both shows into one.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much your idea. You kind of.
It's too much for you to produce both. And we didn't really want to fully do away with both shows. And so why don't we sync these together? And it was a lot on Adam to record weekly.
Right.
And so I think doing it this way, Adam will be here fairly regularly. We'll have Noah in here fairly regularly. Yeah. Like I said, we want to get some women around the table. Yeah. And then also one of our members is the president of a local Bible college, Faith Bible College, Dr. Kevin Newman. We're excited to get him around the
yeah.
table, particularly when we discuss, various theological issues and things like that.
Which is why I need to be here.
Yeah. To be the referee.
To be the referee between the theologians. Yeah. Well, not just that, but also I think that sometimes theologians, and when I say that, I mean, I'm talking about the academic side of things. Academics can have a tendency sometimes to use verbiage that even people who may have been Christians for a little while may not understand. I mean, you say the word Marcionism and everybody goes, well, what is that? You know what I mean? So I think it's good to have somebody here to go, whoa, stop. What does that mean?
Yeah.
I think that's a good plan for educational purposes for lay people as well.
Yeah. So our desire is to have one show. We renamed it, rebranded it, still Coffee Time, but we're calling it At the Water's Edge because it's not going to be, as in the past, Coffee Time Q&A was kind of exclusively question and answer. Folks from the church or folks online would submit questions. We're still going to do that, but that's not going to be the major thrust of the show. At least once a month, we'll field questions and do some.
Well, I think you had four ideas of what you want to do, 4 episodes, right? Kind of like on a monthly.
Yeah, I think to keep it rounded, to not just be focused on minute theological issues or things like that. Just broadly speaking, to think in terms of categories. Like it is good for our church and those who find the show online interesting to them and of value to have a range of 1 week we'll tackle some theological issues, another week we'll likely tackle some pastoral issues. That would be beneficial for both leaders who may pick up on this show or church members who may not always understand, or if they're not that sort of transparent in leaderships, a lot of the things that go on behind the scenes, different issues that we would face in pastoral ministry would be a good category periodically. And then we talked about cultural issues, the mere fact that there's always stuff going on in the world. There's always an angle that I think a biblical worldview and perspective would bring maybe some sober-minded thinking surrounding a lot of culture issues.
Yes.
And so to be able to tackle not just politics, but politics and different things in the culture would be helpful. And then to have Q&A. So I think broadly speaking, those 4 categories would be helpful to keep the show well-rounded. But I don't know if we'll follow that like in a wooden, literal way every week, like first week is this, second week is this. We may try to do that. We'll see how it goes. But.
Well, I mean, it's also going to depend on people's schedules too. I mean, I mean, if you want to do theological stuff and you have Dr. Kevin Newman on, what's his schedule going to be like? So it's understandable that we may not fit a hard schedule.
Yeah.
But I think when we had the title Coffee Time Q&A, we felt so locked in. Mm-hmm. I mean, it really does. A title like that locks you into not being able to, okay, well, we don't have any, if you didn't, well, we always did have questions, of course, but when you did have something you wanted to talk about outside of those questions, it seemed almost odd to try and cover them. So I know but what does the Bible say? I had a hard time sometimes with, if I wanted to talk about something that may not have direct scriptural reference.
Yeah, I feel like you always wanted to lean into some of the culture stuff.
Yes.
And to speak in that from a biblical worldview, but not always necessarily looking at like specific biblical texts. And so the name didn't always fit necessarily the content.
Right.
From one perspective, it did. Like we're trying to get a biblical worldview around these issues. Yeah. But from another, like when you think, but what does the Bible say? You think we're specifically exegeting Scripture, things like that. I think this will be a better approach for us overall.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely will.
And we won't be reduplicating efforts. Like it'll save you a lot of time.
Producing 2 shows, when I was an empty nester, was easy, actually. Now with the 2 kids, it would almost be impossible to do 2 shows. Yeah. So it is what it is. And I know we want to possibly get somebody maybe to volunteer to be at the producer's desk over there to do video switching, which would be great.
Is that your recruiting pitch?
Yes. So, come out if you want to. If you belong to Water's Edge Church and you want to help out, we have a seat over there for you. And you do also get a microphone.
And a laugh track. They could be hitting the laugh track button when we're being goofy.
And, I think it's going to be fun. I know that I know we really hadn't talked about schedule. I know right now up on the channel it says new episodes out every Wednesday. That may change. I talked about it with my wife, and we're thinking maybe that we're going to record on Monday and then the episode come out on Monday. I think that might be a good way to do that and give enough time. So new episodes will be coming out on Mondays.
Yeah.
So
part of the work in progress too, in addition to, still some more decor coming here in our backdrop. We did have Lauren redesigned our logo.
Yes.
So we have a new logo. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see this on the mug, but these are custom mugs. Custom mugs. Coffee time at the water's edge.
Yep. I don't know if they'll be able to see that logo on there.
It's white on white. Well, this is the person that did this is a local artist who owns a ceramic shop, Bright Street Ceramics. Her mom's my neighbor.
That's pretty
she
cool.
used to work at 3 Ships, so I got to know her through the coffee shop, and so it was neat to be able to, support a local business, and at the same time get some mugs. We'll have some of these available. We'll have some for purchase or for giveaway periodically as well.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea.
Yeah,
do a giveaway every once in a while.
You like to give stuff away?
Yes, I do. Do a giveaway, maybe even do some Bible giveaways. I don't know, maybe something. But yeah, I think this is going to work out really well. I like the plans that we have put in place. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to get rolling with some topics.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I do believe our card is up and that it's ready on WEC.LIFE if you click on the media button. So go to WEC.LIFE, click on a media card. In there, you'll see like a sermons card underneath it, and you'll see a podcast card. And that is where you'll find Coffee Time, and you could submit questions because we will be doing that periodically. We do have a backlog from when we stopped because we kind of stopped abruptly. So there's still a number of questions we could pull from. Right. But if you had anything pressing, I think people could submit stuff on there, even currently. Yeah. And that'll get us a working schedule of topics and content we'll put out.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Well, I think that's pretty much all we got.
Amen.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us. And if you have not done so yet, make sure you like and subscribe and be prepared for new episodes every Monday. So, Steve, got anything you want to say?
Peace out.
All right.